Good afternoon. My name is Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead. So we came in today, when I was doing the morning call, futures were down 8. On the way in, they were down 15. By the time I sat at my desk and ready to trade, they were flattish. So they basically took away, the buy in the red or the range trade. We topped out at like 1963 on Friday afternoon. So you thought maybe 1935, you could probably buy it for a trade. But by the time we opened up, we were flat, and then it was one of those, choppy type trade. Like, what are we going to do? We're going to push up. We're going to push down. Not much going on. And then finally, you had somewhat of a rally because you had oil strong. Your high beta was hanging in there, and et cetera, et cetera. And then, lo and behold, in the afternoon, market closed balances started to show their face for sale, and things came in, and they kind of frustrated both ways. Because I know I was thinking short in the first hour that we would retest the overnight lows, and didn't happen the first hour, and then I went to PT, went to Fox Business, this and that. It happened in the afternoon, which the timing lately has been different. There's not a lot going on in the first 30 to 45 minutes, or they don't show you their hand as quick as they used to. So you have to do a little less and stick around for your trade to, I guess, turn on. So anyway, look at the chart real quickly of the S&P, the SPX. Here is your low. Here is your double bottom, and here is your 3-day move, et cetera, came in, tried to get above this, here, couldn't, and then, now it's almost looking as if it could be somewhat of a breakout failure, or at least unconvincing for now. This was probably the best setup you had last week when we did the Red Dog reversal around this little pivot here, which was 1902, and then you got quick follow through or another day, and then all of a sudden, boom, oscillators plus 75, they sold Friday, and then now we're back below the 50-day, but we're still above the 8 and the 21-day, which is right here. So I wouldn't say all is lost yet, but you do have now the start of like an ascending channel here where we start breaking below this, and we're just back into the range, and who knows, maybe even lower. If you look, if we do look here, when we had this last double bottom type of rally, it was kind of similar where you had your double bottom, you took back the 8 and 21-day, the first move was fast, and then it got a little monotonous, looked like it was going to break here and rallied, went sideways, screwed with everyone, looked like it was going to break here and rallied. So, I wouldn't just, be, all in short right now because, the last 2 days of trade, we're still like plus 60 on the oscillator, but, things can pull in a little bit further, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. So, here's this little spot. We'll see what happens. With I guess the futures. You do have a spot here like this 1925, and then you have the 21-day that is now a little bit closer to like 1918. So it still could hang out over this area, but it's just getting choppier. You go to the spiders, and you'll see that you had another down day. Not the end of the world, still above the 8 and the 21-day, but at this point lost the 50-day, but who knows, new funds coming tomorrow, it opens up, and and you can't put too much water or too much credibility on what went on the last two sessions. You had the Friday, and then now actually the option X was on Friday, and then last day of the month rebalance with the MCSI. So we'll see what happens here tomorrow. At this point, you're still, again, above the 8-day. You're still above the 21-day that has moved up. This is the last time we, went through it and held it. We'll see what happens, tomorrow. At this point, being neutral-ish overnight is I think works. You go to the 5-minute chart, and really it was hard to see what, how to navigate this thing. All I know is, to start the day, you had this like descending channel here. So. I was, trying to be short into this and didn't work. I covered right there because it broke this 5-minute descending channel. And some guys, were waiting and then had a nice long all the way up into the 196s. And then I know I got short like right here, thinking, okay, I don't, with the weak economic numbers, with the weakness in Asia, the dollar strength, et cetera, why would we just make new highs on the multiple months? And, made some money, but obviously I covered too early, didn't stick around for this. This should never have happened, by the way. If you were trading for you missed this move, you wanted to buy a retracement, once it broke below this spot, you probably should have said, okay, I'm done trying to buy a retracement. This retracement was too big. probably should never even really broke this spot. So on the 5-minute, this was your break the descending channel to the upside. Here looked like a normal grind lower, and then finally everyone lost faith, right around there, and then boom, closed near the lows, and I guess that's how you could have kind of navigated on a short-term level. So let's go into gold real quick. The gold has had a really nice move. It's been very erratic lately, a little violent in this upper range. Some say it was strong today because of end of the month. It's been strong. I don't know if the world has that much power to do that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But all in all, you look at the GLDs, and it's had a big move already. But I know if this was a stock, I'd be in at least tier 1. You had your big capitulation move to the upside where everyone said they had to own it. That's when everyone came out and started getting bullish. So that meant we had to pull back. And then here, you had your basic red dog reversal somewhere into the 8-day, held it, and now you had a strong move today. So I know if this was a stock, I'd be in tier 1, and then I'd probably be adding if it were to clear this 120-ish. So for me, I'm long a little GLD. Last time I tried being long the GLDs was over here, and this happened. I think we had a decent trade right around here. These guys on the VTF here took back the 200-day. So all in all, it is acting, better. The GDX is acting even much better than that. GDX also similar. You know what? New trends get born, even from broken ones, when you break descending channels and you start taking back moving averages. And the new trend here pretty much was born right there. Okay, that was your first igniting bar. Look at the size of this bar compared to all these others above resistance. And if you didn't want to do that, on this gap and hold above the 200-day, that was your spot. And now it's been just holding the 8-day this entire time. So, that's a new trend from what was structurally broken way back when. So, I'm not saying start chasing it now, but there's definitely some room. I wouldn't just be shorting this, and you can even go even further back, where this came from. Same thing with the GLD. It seems like it just had a really big move, but this is all it's at, and this is 3 years of bear market activity, or 2 years plus. So if you sold it here, when it broke major support, or you sold it when this trend was broken right there and lost a 200-day, you've had some good opportunities down here. So we'll see if it continues. We'll see, where it can go, but ultimately, we'll see if it was a markup when you get a bull trap tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, it's above the 200-day. It's flagging. It's holding the 8-day. So looks a lot more bullish than bearish. High beta tech gave you some signals in the morning, went from red to green, and then pushed a little bit. And then when the market had its next push, they didn't go up, and that's when they started to falter. So, you can either bang your desk or get frustrated, or you could see what it actually means. And I remember right before leaving, high beta tech, the first 30 minutes was really strong when the market tried to sell down. And I was like, oh, okay, high beta tech is strong. Let me not fight this break of the descending channel. And then, the futures go, and then high beta tech stalled. And then I was like, wow, I don't know if it's going to last, because why would high beta just stall like that? And then they all went red and went further down. So at this point, nothing looks so great. You've had bounces back. You've had some range trades like we've been talking about. Here, another topping tail into the 200-day. So, I don't know what's really next there. It's still broken. It gave you a good trade, but now I'm not sure. Facebook, just a little 2-day pullback. Usually they've been buyable on the 3rd, so we'll see, if this could hold tomorrow, depending on how we open, whether or not that's buyable. Amazon, looked strong, and then also look at this little topping tail. Some guys, I think, went out short this thing, pushed through, failed into bigger resistance. So, all these range vehicles are getting into areas where the range isn't so potent. It's not over, they're starting to roll down. So, we could be in for another move lower. This failed at resistance, couldn't get above 736, and now it's got to hold there. So I do think the next day or two is going to be important. Does the market have enough new flows, enough power to reclaim the 50-day fast and try and get above 1963 and go to those higher levels, or was that it? So if you're not sure, cash is a position. The moves are big enough every single day that you could, make money. So don't be in a rush to do anything. Everyone asks me, oh, you took your wife down to 50% cash into a 3% guaranteed thing. Did you buy it back? No. I would say this, in my head, I still think there's a high probability to make new lows in the year. I'd rather sit there. But then also, my 529 plan for my son, every single month I didn't stop putting money in because that's going to go on for a while. So anyway, just everything's about different time frames. And I think there's still a lot of risk out there. It was a nice tactical rally, and at this point, being overbought with some holes in the technicals, I'd rather see you do a little less than more and not be in the way just in case some things happen fast. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.